Hello, all my bottoms up babes. This is your soul master, Carrie, taking the messiness in life, mixing it up, finding the message, and serving it to you straight. Because healing isn't linear, it's layered, and sometimes the breakdown is just the beginning of your breakthrough. Here, we honor the ache, speak the life into silence, and give the broken pieces a place to belong. This is the space where truth meets tenderness, where your story is sacred and your scars are seen. So breathe deep, open up, listen up, and let the healing begin. Hello, all my bottoms up babes. Today I want to talk about becoming a masterpiece instead of a monster. Life can either sculpt us into a masterpiece or twist us into a monster, but the difference is that it often lies in how we face pain, betrayal, and the shadows of our past. As we know, life throws us in so many different directions, and oftentimes we are victim to trauma, betrayal, abuse, anything that basically will cause destruction in our lives. But you see, we must not allow that destruction to build who we are. We need to make sure that we overcome those things and not become the monster that we once fought. When trauma and betrayal and abuse cut so deep, we often build walls. And now I'm not talking about boundaries. Of course, it's okay and you must put some healthy boundaries in place, but the boundaries aren't walls to keep people out. It's a bridge to only allow the right ones in. Oftentimes when we face difficult situations, we try to overcome them by just ignoring them. But you see, when we put silence to these situations, we're basically giving victory to the monster that is destroying us and or did destroy us. And what we actually are doing is planting little seeds inside of our body because we're just stuffing it away versus facing it. And see, in order to heal something, you must feel it to heal it. So when you stuff your situations away and just kind of ignore them and place silence to them, you're literally putting them, like I said, seeds inside of your body. And what do seeds do? They grow. So over time, throughout your life, even though you may not be in the situations that you once were, you still have that resentment and that soft feeling per se in the back of your mind where it triggers in your everyday life. So there's situations and things that will take place and you won't even realize it, but you're reacting from the situation of the resentment and the bitterness that you once faced. As I've shared openly with all of you, I come from a background of child abuse. And with us, we were taken out of the situation and then we just pretty much stuffed it away. It was basically we were out of the situation. We never talked about it anymore. I do have a younger sister who her father was our abuser. So therefore, we kind of tiptoed around her because we never wanted to discuss things or upset her or, do anything that would basically get back to the abuser. So we just pretty much ignored it, which was fine as a child, but now going into my adulthood, I always had that background that I never healed. And I mean, it was to the point where I wouldn't even date someone that had the name of my abuser because, again, it was triggers. It was little things like that that would remind me of my past. So therefore, I had to heal these situations if I wanted to overcome them and not let them take burden to my everyday life, because the monster isn't who you really are. It's the version that you created by unhealed wounds. So let me ask you, where in your life have you been operating out of pain instead of love? What have you given silence instead of addressing and feeling it to heal it so that you can move on instead of having it like an anchor tied to your weight, drowning you every single day? Becoming a masterpiece versus the monster that you have faced multiple times throughout your life, it takes grace, it takes time, it takes patience, and having that will teach you the value of things in life, and you'll start to see that the time you've wasted entertaining the monster you once fought and allowing those things to destruct you instead of discover you, you will realize that you should have healed it such a long time ago. Like, that's one regret that I have, if I were to say anything, is that I wish I would have done this when I was, in my preteen age versus my adult age, because I think it would have saved me so much headache and just resentment throughout my entire life. Just like clay in the hands of a potter, our pain can be reshaped into beauty once we surrender it. We must not get bitter, we must get better. A mentor of mine, Kathy Heller, had stated, "You are a masterpiece. You are a piece of the master." And that's just it. You were created divinely to be something better than something bitter. And this is what you must realize, that the monster that you have fought in your life is not the person that you are meant to be. So today I'll ask you, will you keep feeding the monster bitterness, or will you allow God to carve your pain into something sacred? You are not what hurt you. You are what you choose to become, and you always were meant to be, which is a masterpiece. I want to give you some homework today. Journaling is such a great way to express your feelings and to take away the burden that may be weighing you down. Write down one area of your life where pain has made you bitter, and write down a step that you can take to let that pain become part of your masterpiece instead. Once you start realizing that life is a mirror and the way that others treat you is actually something internal inside of them, this is why you must release that pain that they have caused you, because all you're doing is internally rejecting it and ejecting it to others around you. So your bitterness is now becoming the bitterness to others, just like the bitterness of whatever you had obtained had become part of you. You have to release this in order to have peace and happiness and to move forward in life without that burden weighing you down of the pain that was caused to you. If this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to be reminded that they're not ruined, they're being refined. And remember, you are worthy, you are chosen, and you are becoming the masterpiece that God has always intended for you.